Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. Our chief meteorologist Matt Laupon actually out in the field right now enjoying the great festivities happening out in Pontotoc. We'll get with him in just a moment, but first I want to break down what we'll be talking about at 5. First of those being the most important thing, that's your firework forecast. Heading into this evening and overnight, how are we looking? Are those skies crystal clear and good to go? We'll find out here in a couple of minutes. Hot weekend ahead as well. It was toasty today. Don't worry. You might want to worry. No, I'm just kidding. It is just going to be a toasty one for the weekend. But beyond that, there is some relief from that heat. Unfortunately, it is coming with some rain showers, so grab the umbrella as we head into parts of next week. Again, breaking down all of these things in more detail here in a few moments. But first, I want to take a look outside. This a look in Smithville as it's a beautiful forecast outside right now. Temperatures coming in with about 91 degrees, so it's a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, but those skies still immaculate, just like yesterday. Perfect for those fireworks to happen, and those feels like values not too miserable either. 93 degrees, so that moisture not fully added, so those feels like values not going to be too extreme for our Friday evening. Now, as we take a look at Pontotoc, this is where our chief meteorologist Matt Laupon is right now. He's seeing 91 degrees with feels like values around 95. Winds coming out of the north, but he's going to join us now with more detail about what's happening. So, Matt, how's it feeling out there? Does it feel like 95?
In the shade, it does not. It's, I think, because of the lack of significant humidity, things are in pretty good shape as we brought the Ford Lightning here over to Pontotoc for the 4th of July celebrations. As you can see over top of Pontotoc, those puffy clouds you were talking about a moment ago there, but no precipitation coming from any of those at this time as we are clear and dry. As we come back here to Pontotoc, a lot of food trucks and things you can kind of see behind me there that folks have been enjoying or are going to be enjoying as we go into the evening. I'll walk a little closer to that here for a moment. I'm trying to stay in the shade as much as possible. You know, festivities, including ice cream, kicked off a little earlier on. The real festivities, including, of course, the Jimi Hendrix style national anthem playing behind me here at the pavilion. And that's where we're at. I should have mentioned that. The pavilion in Pontotoc, right next to the Tanglefoot Trail. A lot of different food trucks here to entertain you, help you out this evening. And folks continue to come with their lawn chairs as they get ready for an evening of fun and fireworks. And as you mentioned, Smithville, many other locations such as Starkville and Tupelo, and many others with their fireworks displays this evening. And we do anticipate that Mother Nature is not going to be adding anything to any of those. So as I mentioned a moment ago, again, 5 to 10 p.m. with the conditions will be here as we continue to expect these fireworks to go off in good shape, not just here for most locations. That 91 feels a little hotter than that at 93, so not extreme. And you notice how I just came right back to the shade. Keep the phone cool. And of course, trying to stay cool myself as well. As we look through the hour-by-hour forecast as we go into this evening here, you'll notice that we keep probably still low 80s around through 9 p.m. I mean, for the 4th of July, that is about as nice as you are ever going to get. We're 80 by 9, 76 as we look toward midnight, and down to 72 to begin tomorrow morning. That's a little warmer, a trend that we do expect to continue. So looking at the latest here on Mississippi Live Weather Radar, you can see there are some showers out there. Gabe will zoom in over there toward the Birmingham area. We were talking about these last night during our broadcast, that there were some showers out there that could get close. Those are heavy enough. It would not at all be unreasonable that by later this evening, maybe in that 9 to 10 o'clock time period, some of those could still linger into Pickens County, Lamar County, maybe even cross the state line there after 10 o'clock. Hopefully late enough that we avoid any issues with the fireworks displays. But again, a reminder that this year has always been pretty effective at producing precipitation out there that from time to time obviously has some issues. So as we look at the overall surface analysis related to that there, kind of we bring it back here, you'll notice that we continue to have high pressure in store there. You'll want to hit the advance button down there at the bottom, Gabe, to go to the next one, as opposed to the space bar on this. And that'll take us to the next one there. That's that surface analysis, because we kind of show the rainfall chances. Those are going to, again, be limited, but not zero as we go into tonight. I do think that Futurecast here is probably a little low on the overall coverage of those, but most of us, the vast majority of us, dry, even in kind of the worst case scenario. As we head into the tonight, we do expect again to keep conditions fairly clear and dry all night long. Eventually, as we look toward the first part of tomorrow morning, again, starting off with relatively clear conditions, but we are definitely going to have more rain chances on the way as we progress into and through the day. So as we look at that forecast for the next 24, as you might imagine, it is going to include more rain chances for tomorrow. In particular, we're looking toward the afternoon time period for that. So as we advance this there to that, you'll notice again the rain chances there eventually in the afternoon. We're only thinking around 20, maybe at most 30% coverage for some of those. In general, most of us are probably in pretty good shape as far as that is concerned. We go 20%, we'll say, but I mean, there are a few of these could be somewhat heavy. Gabe will break down that forecast in more detail here in a couple minutes. And again, coming up here in 60 seconds on Mississippi Live Weather at 5, we're looking at those rainfall chances through the entire holiday weekend so you can plan ahead. So stay tuned with us here on Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Now, you saw the great forecast with our chief meteorologist, Matt Lawpon. Big thank you to him for braving the heat, getting out in these conditions, and enjoying what should be a great fireworks show later on tonight. Looking in Tupelo, I know folks are going to gather at Ballard Park here shortly. 91 degrees right now. It feels like values right around 95. The only relief we can take from this is that northern wind component coming out of the north-northeast, going to come in about 5 to 10 miles an hour. That'll be some momentary relief, but honestly, this heat definitely playing a part in the immediate forecast. Beyond that, looking at a few other locations, we are going to see the same forecast. That blue sky, the beautiful clear conditions stick around, but the heat also sticking around. 93 in Columbus, so actually a few ticks up from where we're sitting at in Tupelo. So some places worse than others, but everyone else kind of just dealing with that heat all the way around. Doppler radar, as we take a look right here, I actually apologize. I think we're dealing with some technical difficulties, so let me get to the back right here. We are on day 3, so do bear with me on this. So there we go. So taking a look at our storm track Doppler radar, you see that frontal boundary that's stuck towards our south. That's been, I wonder what's happening right now. I think there is some 2 hands on the wheel at this moment. So going to try and break this down here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to handle this behind the scenes, and so you might not see me, but I am still here, I promise. So looking at that frontal boundary like we were talking about over northeast Mississippi, staying primarily to the south, and that's where it keeps the bulk of our showers. So not seeing any rainfall chances for us here in northeast Mississippi. What we're watching is going to be that tropical depression number 3. Yes, it has finally developed into a tropical depression sitting out there on the coast of Florida. That's going to primarily stay up the Atlantic coast, not posing a threat for our forecast. But as it cycles in those bands, that's where we're getting some of this return moisture happening over in Alabama. That's where far northwest counties in Alabama could see a few of those isolated showers further into the night. It is a bit of a stretch, but it is a possibility. So breaking it down for you, let me continue to just assess this behind the scenes to make sure that this is all running There we go. Okay, so everything's advancing now. But taking a look at that day planner, we are seeing those temperatures steadily drop into the rest of the evening. Like Matt was saying, this is as ideal as you can get for your 4th of July forecast. So temperatures 83 degrees as that sun starts to set. When the fireworks start launching, would not be surprised to see a few locations up in the upper 70s. That's nice this time of year. Paired with that, clear skies all night long, so there will not be a bad time this evening for your fireworks to happen. So that firework forecast is looking hot but clear. That's why it is the headline, because it is such a big deal and we are so very grateful. The dry trend does continue for the rest of our evening, and temperatures, yes, they will still be warm, but cooling off further into the night. So if you want to wait till midnight or wait till 3 a.m., it'll be even cooler then than what it is right now. So that's the good thing you can have about waiting. But Futurecast basically shows the dry conditions persisting. That high pressure system and that frontal boundary remaining further to the south, that's what's going to keep the conditions calm. And we're basically in this window that is very dry. Everywhere surrounding us, Alabama, over in Arkansas, seeing those isolated showers develop. So we are very fortunate here in Northeast Mississippi. And I know we were talking about the Gulf Coast. That also is dealing with some isolated showers. So if folks went down there for the holiday, not the most ideal situation comparatively speaking to here, but even the Atlantic coast with that Tropical Depression 3 developing, that's also posing a threat for more showers in that area. So no matter where you went, if you went to the beach, or if you know of anyone that went to the beach, send them a message and just say, haha, because you get to be here in Northeast Mississippi where the forecast is absolutely perfect. Low temperatures tomorrow morning. We'll be waking up to dry conditions, but temperatures in the low 70s. This is going to be a few ticks up from where we were sitting at this morning. So that is just a part of the warming trend that we saw this afternoon, that continuing into our weekend as well. Futurecast continues to show those dry conditions throughout the start of the day, but this is what we were trying to show you earlier with those isolated showers developing in our Futurecast models. Now, all models have some form of precipitation, some of those being heavier than others. Our strike model has actually been the heaviest model in regards to that precipitation, seeing that band form right across central portions of North Mississippi. This is about 3 p.m. So right when you'd expect it to happen, that peak heating time frame, that's where you can see those showers occurring. And the reason why we're more confident with the development of this is we're getting those reds and oranges, meaning the heavier precipitation going to be making it to the surface rather than this light green rainfall that more than likely is staying elevated. Continuing that into the rest of our Saturday evening, we continue to see those showers cycle on through a very summer-like pattern. Just unfortunate that we finally have to get out of the dry pattern. I've been enjoying it for as long as we've seen it. But forecasted rainfall is not significant. We're talking anywhere from hundredths of an inch to tenth of an inch at max over there in Calhoun County, also over there in Montgomery County and Natal County. The chances of that just about a tenth of an inch. Now, I don't really want you to pay attention to the exact location, but basically what this shows is the potential is there to have some sort of, I'm going to say significant. It's significant, relatively speaking, being that we haven't had rainfall, but we are going to see some of those accumulated rainfall totals into the next couple of days, especially for your Saturday. So we have up the percentage. Saturday coming in at about 20%. Sunday could see a few isolated showers, but I do have that staying much more dry. Not exactly today, but much better than what Saturday will be. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's going to see your heightened threats for rain showers and even a few thunderstorms you can see Tuesday and Wednesday. That's just our next system moving on into the area. But back behind me, those rain chances do continue, and this is much more of a summer-like pattern like we'd expect this time of year. So we just haven't seen it in a while. We're not used to it. Unfortunately, it just has to come at some point. Temperature-wise, we're in the mid-90s as we head through the weekend and into the start of the week, but as we head towards midweek next week, definitely going to see some relief with low 90s in the extended forecast. Now, make sure to keep it here at 6 as we break down more of what this Tropical Depression 3 means for our area, what we're going to see, as well as updates on that firework forecast, and of course, tracking where Matt's at with the firework forecast. So keep it here for the very latest here at Mississippi Live Weather, and of course, download our app on iOS and Android, giving you the latest details on that forecast. Oh, I apologize, Matt.
Here live in the Pontotoc area
I wanted to toss it back to Matt. I forgot about this. So we are still with Matt, so we don't have to track where he's at. We can find out right here. So Matt, what are we seeing right now out in the field?
Well, you know me well enough to know by now that if there's food, I find a way. I mean, that's just the way it works. And, we have, of course, all the different types of food, but you got to start with the sweet stuff. These folks, I've been to some of those daddy-daughter dances here in Pontotoc. You always have the excellent cotton candy. And, have you had a lot of folks stopping by today? Only a couple of people so far, but it is early, right? So hopefully a lot of people stop by, of course. It's lollipops, cotton candy. They go and travel kind of around the area to try to do different events. So we like to promote different small businesses around here. And these young men are the ones who are in charge of this one. So we appreciate, of course, everything y'all do. You mind if I take the card? Is that all right? Okay, so lots of other food trucks down here near the pavilion in Pontotoc as well. We have the Blue Plate. Hey y'all, how you doing? We have Saxon's Drive-In has come down here. I think this is tracking me instead of where I'm looking. So give me a second here to make the little gizmo point the way it's supposed to. J&J's Homemade Funnel Cakes. I cannot see that one right offhand. I'm sorry about that. But of course, we have strawberry lemonade and ice cream. You know, a lot of the food is just now getting going. And the big festivities, of course, starting now and going through the fireworks display later on this evening, obviously after dark, probably in that 9 o'clock hour, at least late 8 o'clock hour, when things will really start getting to go. But of course, we do have bands at the pavilion here, First Choice Pavilion, I believe, up there. And of course, just want to remind everyone and, thank everyone who serves and has served this country. A lot of Pontotoc police officers also up there to keep everybody safe. Working on this holiday as many other people do as well. So we just thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live Weather at 5. Coming up at 6 o'clock, of course, Gabe's going to have the latest on that extended forecast and some of those rain chances that we could end up seeing. We'll actually look ahead at what some of those rainfall totals will be over the course of the weekend. It might not be terribly riveting because it should be fairly dry, but rain chances get a little better for next week. We'll talk about that in more detail coming up at 6 o'clock as well. But for now, live from the pavilion in Pontotoc next to the Tanglefoot Trail, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon from Mississippi Live Weather. We'll see you at 6.